The Morning Show with Mr. G and Paul Stone. The talk of the Treasure Coast. 1590 WPSL.
You better believe it. And we've got guests this morning from St. James Christian Academy and Preschool. We want to welcome Donald Curry and Chris Robertson to the morning show. Guys, good morning. Thanks for being here.
Morning. Thank you, Mr. G. Good to be here with you.
You guys have a lot going on, but before we talk about that, give us a little background on St. James Christian Academy.
St. James Christian Academy was formed in 2000. God gave me a vision for my children. I was pregnant at the time, didn't know what I was going to do, didn't like public school, wasn't into it. So what am I going to do? And I just started a preschool.
Okay.
Just a few little kids, and it's grown. We have over 750 students now.
Wow.
We're K through 12. We're certified. We are dual enrolled. We have dual enrollment with Indian River College. Totally accredited.
Very nice. Good stuff. And you guys have a big thing happening here. In fact, it's being billed as the Nutcracker God's Way.
Yeah, little angle on that. We are a Christian academy, and so we do the arts. That makes us very unique. And I just want to first say thank you to my team and school for taking first place in the parade for overall all schools. We took first place in that category, school float. Nutcracker God's Way works, and it was awesome. And what a great crowd we had in Fort Pierce. Thank you so much. We're doing that this Saturday. We're having 2 shows at 10 a.m. It includes the preschool, if you can believe it. They're mixed in the 10 a.m. show. They dance.
I want to stop you for a minute because I'm looking online. Is it true the 10 a.m. is sold out already?
The 10 a.m. the VIP, but we have a lot of general admissions left in there.
Now, wait, VIP, talk to me. What is it?
VIP, you get in the first 4 rows, so you're up and close personal.
Okay.
So you get to see your child in there. So I know, it's exciting. It's exciting for the little kids.
All right, I didn't mean to stop.
And we live stream, so it's awesome. People can get DVDs.
Oh, so you guys got all the new technology and everything.
Yeah, it's high end. It's awesome. But the thing is, it's the arts. It's the dance that makes it. It's those kids. I mean, they really bring it. They bring an excellent performance. If you go to Sunrise Theater, you'd get that same kind of experience. We're not talking about a little school pageant. We are talking about a 2-hour production with an intermission, full production, full costumes, technology going, everything.
Now,
It's
obviously, there's somebody in the background that has a background at putting something like this together.
Well, you know what? It takes a team. It really does. There's so many people involved, and they all come together with their supply. And when we do that, and with the love that we have each other, and the passion that we share for the arts and children, of course, you have to love children. If you don't love children, we're in the wrong business. I mean, you got to get out.
Well, yeah.
You got to get out. But it's all about the kids, and we make it happen.
Now, what is different about the Nutcracker? Folks have seen it before. What is different about it when you add God to the mix?
Okay, so if you know the storyline, Clara, she falls asleep and she goes into a dream state.
Okay.
And the Nutcracker breaks. She goes into the dream state and she travels to all these different candy places and Marshmallow Land and all this, and traditional. She's over in the land of the sweet. She does Waltz of the Flowers. But now she can go to Bethlehem. Can't she? It's dream.
Okay.
So she can see and be there at the birth of Jesus, at the birth of Christ.
Yeah.
And so that's what makes it so interesting and unique. And we integrate that all the way through. There's that light shining through from this beginning all the way to the end. We want to remember Jesus.
The Nutcracker God's Way. Save the date, folks. Saturday, December 10th. Times are 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. There is premier seating for $12. General admission is $8.
Correct.
Something like that.
That is correct.
Now, I want to go back to the academy. How does one get their kids involved? Is there a process?
I just so happen to have our principal with
Very
us,
good.
Mr. Chris Robertson. He is awesome. The kids love him. He also coaches with our basketball teams, our sports teams. I mean, he's hands-on. He's there to help these children and to succeed. And I'm just going to let him take it from there. How do you get involved, Chris?
Yeah, well, you know what? If parents are interested, first of all, give us a call to school, and then we'll set up a tour. So they can walk around, they can see the kids during the day, or we can do it in the evening or in the morning, whatever fits out with their schedule. And then they'll come and they'll visit the classrooms, they'll meet the teachers, they'll talk to them. They'll talk about the academics, because the academics are really what we're focusing on here. We use the ABECA curriculum, which is a Christian-based curriculum, up until 6th grade, and then once they hit 7th grade, then we go online. And you just recently talked about technology.
Okay.
Well, we have technology in there. Once they get there, we use the Ignitia, which is an online base, so they're on their tablets, they're on their laptops, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's still teacher taught, but they're on their laptops. So they're using technology, and we're getting those kids ready to go out into the real world when they get out there. So Pastor Donlan talked about it. We have 750 kids preschool through 12th grade. So we have a lot of kids in there, and we're teaching them to be successful. We're teaching them to be leaders in God's way. is what we're doing. You know, we talked about the Nutcracker, God's Way. We're also St. James Christian Academy, God's Way.
Very good.
So everything is those Christian morals that we're teaching these kids, because we feel at St. James Christian Academy that we are a step above where public school is.
Now, what number should they use to call, Chris?
They can call 772-466-2000.
2000. Okay, and we're talking, and go on.
And they can set up a tour. We have a lot of academic deans that can give them a tour. I can give them a tour. Pastor Donald can give them a tour, and they will be impressed. We just had a couple come in yesterday that want to start at the semester. They want to get out of the public school.
Okay.
So they want to bring their kids up in a safe Christian environment. So they've come to us, and lo and behold, they're ready to sign the check right now and come on over.
There you go. Good stuff.
We
man.
offer scholarships. I mean, private. Let's face it. In the economy that we're in right now, times are tough, and people can't afford private school. However, we offer two or three different scholarships to help people pay that full tuition. It's awesome.
Very good. Thank you, Pastor Donald and Chris Robertson of St. James Christian Academy and Preschool. And once again, folks, the Nutcracker God's Way, St. James Christian Academy presenting this Saturday, December 10th. There's a 10 a.m. show and a 2 p.m. show. And again, premium seating, $12, general admission, $8. Save the date, guys. Get on by and check it out, guys. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
We
God
certainly
bless you.
appreciate it. God bless you, too. It's 8:17 now. It's the morning show. G and Paul. We'll be right back. You know, I wanted to mention to you, because you asked me about some questions about the guy that rang the bell for 151 hours. He started last Monday. He kept collecting donations until early Sunday morning, and he only got a 5-minute break every hour to use the bathroom.
Well,
So he didn't sleep for an entire week.
Maybe pound some
An
coffee.
entire week.
Do you think he'd pound a little coffee maybe?
You know, and somehow that constant bell ringing didn't drive him insane. Good Lord, that would have been enough for me right there.
See, we just did our sports a minute ago, and we had WPSL sports guru just walk in the room here. Maybe he's got some news about IRSC.
Lay it on us, Greg.
Actually, we'll be playing this weekend up in Ocala at the huge state tournament.
We announced it earlier, yeah.
Yeah. But you were talking about Kiko Alonso.
Yeah.
There was a story, and it's a true story because I was there. Do you remember Lyle Alzado?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, broke his thumb. The Raiders, leave it to the Raiders, right? They put together a plaster cast that was almost 15 pounds, and he would sit there and
weapon.
tackle guys.
Oh, get out of here. That was allowed? They allowed that?
No, well, they finally tossed him out of the game.
I would think
but,
so.
But it was so funny. He was using it as a weapon.
Who was it who cut off his little finger because he was bent over so he couldn't play? Was it Ronnie Lott? I think it was a...
He was back in that area.
yeah,
it may have been Ronnie.
Cut his finger off because it was...
Yeah.
So he just cut it off.
It was bothering him.
I don't need no stinking finger.
Right.
Yeah. Let me tell you,
The
some
NFL
of
has
those
changed
guys,
a lot since those days.
Some of those guys back then. Well, and you had them in Minneapolis, the Purple People Eaters. Man, there are so many incredible stories about those guys.
Alan Page, Carl Eller, Alan Page, Jim Marshall.
Yeah, well, and now Page was the one who went on to become
Page was
Supreme Court Justice, right?
So just retired.
And
Just
Page
retired.
played with a broken leg.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Oh yeah. You hear stories
Yeah.
now about how concerned that they are about health. Man, back then it was like
I started watching football in the '60s because the Vikings came in '61, and I don't ever recall, Greg, hearing all these misconduct penalties or personal falls. It never had them
just
back
imagine
then.
how many were playing with concussions.
Well, yeah, put
I
the
mean,
dirt on
they
it.
played with a concussion, just kept playing until the game was over.
well, see, that's a problem.
Not that they should keep
that-
doing that, but I'm just saying, back in them days.
Yeah, it was a whole different
Well, of course,
ballgame.
in those days, kids didn't wear bicycle helmets either when they rode
Yeah,
their bikes.
true.
So, hey.
Did you guys have?
Pardon me?
Did you guys ever have?
I
I never had
no
one.
stinking
No,
bicycle
no.
helmet.
Even playing baseball, I think we wore a regular hat. I don't think we wore helmets back then.
No, we didn't have helmets either. Yeah.
They didn't care about head
That's
injuries.
no
did they?
problem. Yeah.
Head injuries are just mine.
The
Thanks,
morning
Greg.
show with our fearless leader, Greg Wyatt, at 1590 WPSL.
Good morning. It's 8:49. It's time for the final newscast of the morning show. WPSL, the talk of the Treasure Coast, along with our news partners at CBS News Channel 12 and the Florida News Network and TC Palm.
News, traffic, sports, and morning show funnies. The talk of the Treasure Coast. 1590 WPSL.
Here's what everyone's talking about. I saw that Al Gore met with Donald Trump to discuss climate change. They probably talked about how climate change could lead to massive floods in places like New York City. Trump was like, that's why I live on the 58th floor. When it gets to around 57, I bring the yacht around. The other big news is that Trump appointed Ben Carson as his Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. So that means that Trump talked with Ben Carson and Al Gore in the same day, which is it's kind of like popping an Ambien before you watch the Weather Channel. Here you go. Meanwhile, Trump announced that the CEO of Disney will be advising his transition team. Thanks to him, Trump won't have to build a wall anymore. He'll just charge so much for admission that nobody will want to come in. And Donald Trump is still trying to decide who to nominate for Secretary of State. He's reportedly considering David Petraeus, Mitt Romney, Rudy Giuliani, John Bolton, and John Huntsman. Apparently, Trump is taking them all on a group date tonight, and one of them gets to join him in the fantasy suite. Let's go to the fantasy suite. Take you in a helicopter.
I read online today that in February I'll be hosting the Oscars. The producers and the Academy went through a long list of names, and in the end they decided that since I'm already right across the street from where they do the show, I was the closest person to host. So,
You know, I guess in National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Clark Griswold dressed his house in 25,000 lights. You think it was that many?
Oh, I bet it was. It was
25,000, Paul?
a lot of lights. It was incredible. As a matter of fact, my son's having a party next weekend. He's going to Clark Griswold. My wife's got a pair of green pants he wore in the white turtleneck shirt. Oh, God,
Oh, boy.
That's quite a show.
I guess that would have cost a ton to run them for about a month. A state website, a real estate website, figured out how much it would cost to run in each state, and it did. And they did it with both incandescent lights and with LEDs. Obviously, LEDs were a whole lot cheaper. But per month, the most expensive state was Hawaii, where incandescent display would cost $7,552 a month, and LED would set you back $86.
You're kidding? That much
Can
difference?
you see that
Oh,
difference?
That's incredible.
I mean, and
Incredible.
now have you converted pretty much most of your bulbs in your house to LED, even the regular light bulbs?
Not yet, no.
Now, that LED bulb is probably going to cost you $9 or $10, but it's going to last all year.
Right, oh, you're right.
And save you a whole lot.
Yeah.
I've got my outside lights LED.
Is the light still the same? You still get the same illumination?
Pretty much, yeah. You
That's
get
the key.
You get the same illumination, and but there's a lot. You won't have to change them as often. It's going to be good on your electric bill, and it's just as bright.
It's time to make the change.
Yeah, there it is. Back in the day, Bubba.
Okay, G. Well, back in 345 A.D., that's before Cliff was born, I think. Yeah, the real St. Nicholas died. He secretly gave up his gifts to the poor brides-to-be. That's how the patron saint of bankers and pawnbrokers. 167 years ago, Harriet Tubman escaped from slavery in Maryland. 151 years ago, the 13th Amendment was passed, which abolished slavery was ratified. 75 years ago, President Franklin Roosevelt appealed for peace to Emperor Hirohito of Japan, and the next day, they bombed Pearl Harbor. There you go. 56 years ago, Gene Autry became the owner of Major League Baseball's L.A. Angels.
Your hair looks swell.
That's it for us, Paul.
Have a good day, G.
For WPSL Port St. Lucie, your CBS News is next, followed by Cliff and Swap Shop. We will be at St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office on Midway Road with the sweet sounds of FK Sweet Elementary for our Christmas Kids show today at 11. So we'll see you then. Have a great day.